The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight at DC News Now at 10, a disturbing incident on a Maryland trail. Two hikers approached by a man with a machete. One says she was sexually assaulted. The suspect in custody tonight. We're live with what else we've learned.
So without these safety nets, it is not a far cry to say that we would have been paying for some of these mistakes for years to come.
A sigh of relief, but still some uncertainty as D.C. Council votes to invest in emergency housing help. But will the money be enough in the wake of a housing crisis?
Also, high prices and interest rates have everyone looking for bargains. We'll show you how to stretch your dollar this summer and get more bang for your buck.
And good evening, everyone. We saw some rain showers. They have now dissipated at this hour. Now we're talking high pressure and a good amount of sunshine. Let's check out that forecast coming up. Stay with us.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. In our top story tonight, a man is in jail accused of sexually assaulting a woman in a Maryland state park and threatening a man with a machete.
Yeah, it happened this afternoon at Burnt Mills East Special Park off Columbia Road in White Oak. That's where DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joins us now live.
Yeah, and Daniel, the man was caught within about an hour of the alleged assault.
Well, Tasmeen and Chris, it took about 3 police departments to find that man just about a mile right through these woods in a local neighborhood. They found him with that machete police say that he allegedly used to sexually assault those women. Maryland National Capital Park police say 2 women were having lunch here at Burnt Mills East Special Park when a man with a machete approached them just before 3 p.m.
They were approached by this individual who had a weapon and stated that, I want your property. He took property from them, and he also demanded sex. Police say one of the women was sexually assaulted. The other wasn't harmed. She was close by. I don't think she actually viewed anything as far as the assault itself. She was just a friend of the victim and was just close by. Right after the assault, police say the suspect ran toward this neighborhood where he confronted a man on DeVere Drive. I talked with the daughter of the man who called 911. She says her dad was coming home when the man asked him for a ride to Langley Park. When her dad refused and said he was going to call police, the man pulled out a machete before running behind the house to the next block. Neighbors saw him being arrested. He also was shirtless and had chest tats. Jonathan Alfaro said the suspect's demeanor was unsettling.
When I was walking by, I saw him in the car and he was smirking.
Park police want people to know they patrol these parks regularly.
These parks are safe. This is an isolated incident. And like I said, we work very hard in collaboration with Montgomery County Police to keep these areas safe. And we want people to come out and enjoy our parks.
Now, again, that man is behind bars tonight. Montgomery County Police tell me they initially arrested him and are charging him with assault after he showed that machete to the man in the neighborhood, and they will be working to connect that man to this alleged sexual assault here at the park. We're live in White Oak, Maryland. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. And it was a violent night in the district with 2 people dead after separate shootings that happened in a matter of a couple of hours. So one shooting happened on Fairmont Street Northwest where a woman was shot in the head. She later died from that gunshot wound. The call came into police just after 1:30 this morning. And then just 2 hours before that at 11:40, officers were called to Savannah Terrace Southeast for another shooting. That's where they found a man who had been shot in the neck. He died at the scene. And now these most recent shootings come right as D.C. Mayor Bowser testifies about crime in the district to a congressional House committee. We'll hear what she had to say coming up at 10:30.
Meanwhile, a double shooting in front of a 7-Eleven in Prince George's County leaves one man dead and another man fighting for his life. It happened outside a store in Landover. That's where our Yamarie Sase has been all day long. She joins us there live tonight. And Yamarie, police are still looking for that gunman tonight.
Yeah, this 7-Eleven directly behind me here on Belhaven Drive in Landover, Maryland remains closed until tomorrow because of this double shooting that took place right here in their parking lot. Now, I was able to speak to several people from the community and they tell me that shootings like this don't happen here often. It did happen back in the day, but they're actually not surprised this took place today. Just before 3 p.m. on Tuesday, a suspect opened fire in front of a 7-Eleven near Sheriff Road and Belhaven Drive in Landover. 2 people were shot.
One male was discovered outside in the parking lot. Another male was discovered in a grassy area.
One was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. The other didn't make it. You can see a bullet went through the glass in front of the store, and 2 others went through a vehicle. People in the community who did not want to be on camera tell me a shooting like this has not happened in a long time. Prince George's County Police say officers were close enough to respond to the scene fast.
We are always out here trying to keep the community safe. We're always patrolling, so officers were able to respond rather quickly because they're constantly in the area patrolling.
Police spent hours investigating. As of now, they have no suspects, and it's not clear what led to the shooting.
They're still, looking over surveillance and things like that.
Yeah, police have not identified the victims just yet, but they're asking the community if anyone has any information regarding this incident. You are encouraged to call PGPD and you can remain anonymous. For now, reporting in Landover, Maryland, I'm Yammer Sase, DC News Now.
All right, it is definitely an AC type of night. It is a muggy one out there. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
Yeah, Janessa, some storms have rolled through, but the road's still slick right now.
Yeah, we have a few spots that have dealt with a little bit of moisture. So you can see from our current graphic here, it shows you in green where we're seeing some wet roadways. We didn't see copious amounts of rain this afternoon, just some nuisance rain. And so really some isolated spots still dealing with a little bit of moisture. Here's your satellite composite radar. You can see the clouds now. They're starting to be fairly on the thick side, but really will start to kind of clear out as we go into the next couple of hours. Here's your kind of live look where we're dealing with severe weather for Richmond, just outside of Fredericksburg into the orange area. You can see rumbles of thunder. So we got lucky that this storm system didn't lift a little bit more towards the north. Here's the topic of discussion, your dew points. Really to our north, Western Maryland, you're saying, hey, I got nice refreshing air. I can go ahead and open up the window. It's due to a cold front that's seeping in from the north. Then you have a warm front that's lifting in from the south, and man, it is sticky out there. I mean, this is pretty uncomfortable air that's currently in place. How long do these dew points stay at that uncomfortable state? I have the answers coming up.
Janessa, we'll see you then. Thanks. Meanwhile, new details tonight about the D.C. budget. In its first budget vote, D.C. Council has shifted hundreds of millions of dollars to fund various housing programs.
Yeah, many of which the mayor proposed slashing. Our Mariel Carbone is live outside the Wilson building tonight. And Mariel, tell us about the program that's at the center of this.
Yeah, it's a rental assistance program.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. People refer to it as ERAP. That is the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And some people argue that it is one of the most needed programs for families struggling here in the district. Now, the mayor was proposing gutting that program by about $35 million. Today, council restored that money.
People are afraid. People don't know what's going to happen. People don't know where they're going to turn.
As rent goes up in D.C. and affordability goes down, many are stuck in a tough position.
Tenants are already unsure of what they're going to do, unsure of how they're going to stay in their homes.
Which is why Amanda Corbett with D.C. Legal Aid says ERAP is so critical.
I would say ERAP is probably one of the main programs that stands between tenants and eviction and homelessness.
ERAP, or the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, helps people in housing emergencies with rent. But the program was in jeopardy, with Mayor Bowser slashing funding by more than 80% in her 2024 budget.
The mayor proposed only $8 million in ERAP. That would have lasted 3-4 weeks in the next fiscal year. That would have been devastating.
Tuesday, council voted to restore the money, with funding now totaling $43 million for 2024. That's the same amount as last year, which ran out after about 6 months.
We are in the midst of a housing crisis. The cost of housing is so high. So without these safety nets, it is not a far cry to say that we would have been paying for some of these mistakes for years to come.
The latest point-in-time count puts D.C.'s homeless population at nearly 5,000 people. A number advocates like Corbett say will increase if more money isn't invested in programs like ERAP.
You know, we know that $43 million is not going to be enough next year.
Now, a few other housing items in the budget that was voted on today. There are 250 new housing vouchers, and then funding is also restored for the Office of Tenant Advocate. That is the office that helps represent people in court that may be in a dispute with their landlord. Chris and Thusmeen, this was the first vote today. The council will take its second vote on that budget coming up on May 30th. Reporting live from the Wilson Building, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. Meanwhile, a survey conducted in January is giving us a better look now to save homelessness across the DMV. Here is what that survey found. Homelessness in the DMV region jumped 18% in 2023. DC counted the largest increase of 512 additional people, followed by Montgomery County, 313. Now, looking over a longer period of time, however, DC has seen a 25% drop in homelessness since 2019, the largest decline in the region.
And also included in that budget vote today, council members decided police officers will stay in schools across the district. This is a hotly debated issue in recent weeks. Now, a plan adopted 2 years ago would have phased out SROs by 2025, but this new effort, led by Mayor Bowser, will keep armed officers in school buildings, at least for now. Opposing members say that they will continue to explore security alternatives.